Good day, YouTube. Nathan back here with another video. I hope everyone's had a great week. Um, I hope everyone has a good weekend. I hope everyone's staying safe. Um, I apologize if I'm talking so low. It's a little late where I'm at recording this video. It took me about 3 times to record it because my phone, due to the heat, phone's temperature had affected me recording this video. But I just wanted to do a little video. Um, I know yesterday was Juneteenth, and I just wanted to um, say Happy Juneteenth to all my brothers and sisters as we celebrate another day that should be considered a national holiday. It should, it's very important, particularly for African Americans. Um, you know, I did not know anything about Juneteenth until high school because really, to be honest, really didn't learn that stuff. It's not really in the history books, um, particularly when learning about Juneteenth and what it really means. Um, if you don't know what Juneteenth is, Juneteenth, uh, just to just to set the record straight, um, Juneteenth did not end slavery. Um, what Juneteenth recognizes, if you know anything about the American Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation, which was a document that was signed into law by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. It doesn't free a slave in the rebelling states that it's supposed to, that it's targeting. Um, if you read further in depth to the Emancipation Proclamation, it is a message to the outside world saying when the Civil War is over, slavery will cease to exist. Well, in this particular instance, um, particularly during those times, news traveled very slow. Sometimes it would take up to 6 months or up to a year for news of anything to arrive, particularly something like that. And Texas, which is at during the Civil War a slave state, um, was virtually the last state to receive news. Um, Not only that the war had ended, but that slavery was virtually over. So in Texas, um, there was a very low presence of Union soldiers. And on June 19th, 1865, under the command of Gordon Granger, marched into Galveston, Texas, and proclaimed that all slaves that were living in Texas were free that day. And that's how Juneteenth was born. Um, since then, there has been history of the celebration of it, or the parades, festivals, and different things like that. But more importantly, um, it really did not become more. It became more popular during the civil rights movement. Um, Even though before the civil rights movement it was celebrated, but it really did not get the attention until the civil rights movement. Um, Here in 2020, um, 49 out of 50 states view it as a state holiday, view it as a special holiday. Let's just say, if that makes sense. The only state that does not view it as Hawaii. Um, I believe North Dakota and South Dakota are the two most recent states to view it as a state holiday. Um, Most states did not really view it as a holiday until about the 1970s, 1980s. Um, the only thing that compelled me to make this video was um, Mr. Donald Trump, our president. He's not my president, just for the record. Um, Went ahead and had a rally yesterday, or I believe it's today, June 20th. I don't know. I can't remember. Um, he wanted to hold some rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, if you're not familiar with Tulsa, Oklahoma, I suggest you Google the Black Wall Street. Um, the Black Wall Street was a thriving community that African Americans had built um, in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, during the early 1900s. And due to systemic racism and oppression, um, that was taken from us, on the words of a white woman claiming that she was raped in an elevator by a black man. Historians have said it's probably one of the most saddest moments in African American history in terms of racial inequality, because we never rebuilt it. It was never the same. And here is Donald Trump wanting to have an event, um, particularly there, and he doesn't seem to understand the negative impact that has. And then here he comes with his ignorant comments talking about I'm making it famous. You're not making it famous for the good. You're making it famous because you're making it about you. You're not making it famous for African Americans. You're not making it famous. You're making it famous for yourself. If you've noticed anything about Donald Trump as president so far, he's creating headlines and he's starting to fume fires that are getting very hard to extinguish. Meaning that a lot of this just talks too much. I feel like most of the time he talks out his ass. Excuse my language. But he lost me a long time ago, where he had made a statement where he had said that Andrew Jackson was the greatest president. The same Andrew Jackson, we all know it, the hero of New Orleans, the backwoodsman of Tennessee. Andrew Jackson is responsible for the largest removal of Native Americans from the Southeast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google the Trail of Tears of 1837, where Andrew Jackson forcibly, as I stated, removed all tremendous group of Native Americans from the Southeast to preserved reservations in the Midwest, which sadly enough is not talked about. It should be. That Native Americans, um, during that time, what they had to endure, just like African Americans did. When you sit there and you don't condemn what happened in Charlottesville, I'm not talking about the protests. I'm talking about the person that ran over those protesters, and he claimed that those were good people, not the protesters. I'm talking about those that went to the University of Virginia with Home Depot tiki sticks. He said those were good people. The same person I'm referring to said that Andrew Jackson could have prevented the American Civil War from occurring. Andrew Jackson died, I believe, on March It was either the 7th or the 8th of 1845. The American Civil War started April 12th, 1861. How can somebody prevent something from happening 12 years later and they died 12 years before the war started? Y'all let me know. When you see a holiday like today, we are reminded to be thankful for those that have sacrificed, that have, um, how can I say this? Um, to use a moment like this to learn more, particularly about our culture, and to know that what we are going through, um, I don't think our ancestors would have expected us to go through what we're seeing now. Um, it's just a reminder that, we need to continue what they started, and that we need to really take the time and understand that this is our history. This is our this is something to be that needs to be continued for more for generations. So my one day I can tell my kids what this resembles, and that that they be able to do it to their children, and to know that especially what's going on around us, um, with again systemic racism, police brutality. This is all just again, this is just to we should use a moment like this as a learning tool, and to understand that we must continue to stay strong. We must continue to fight racism. We to make it to the point where it's almost like glass. Where racism is glass, and we can keep that pressure on it to the point it breaks. And I believe it should be considered a national holiday. I know that people feel like, well, we're just giving reprimanders to black people. Um, Again, that's your opinion if that's what you feel. Um, but you cannot deny the history of Juneteenth. With all in the same breath, we have a holiday that observes an observer that is responsible for killing an entire population of Native Americans. You don't know what I'm talking about Christopher Columbus. He has his own day, and yet he is responsible for killing an entire population of Native Americans. Um, so pretty much, that's just what I wanted to say in the video. Um, Happy, and I felt compelled to make this video and what I feel about Juneteenth and what it means to me. I didn't really get to that part, but what it really means to me is, again, like I said, those my ancestors or those that were before me, um, and what they had to endure, um, in terms of racism, just trying to have a better life for their kids, and trying to ensure that we didn't that people like myself would not have to go through what we're going through now. So I am thankful for those that were able to keep a holiday like this still going. Um, it's just sad that it's kind of I wouldn't say it's like a sad Juneteenth day, but it makes me feel more prouder because we all get to learn about it more. So, with that being said, I'm going to do another video soon, in the upcoming, probably upcoming day or so, maybe few days or so. Um, why I think sports is a distraction right now to what's going on around the world. Um, we are seeing um, we are seeing a problem. We are seeing, as I um, call it, skeletons in the closet. We are seeing things that need to be addressed before sports, because to me, sports just puts stuff like social injustices, or trying to come up with a plan. Sports just kind of puts that stuff on the back burner. And I'm talking about, the NBA. We have certain players that are thinking of sitting out, or are considering sitting out, um, because of what's going on around us. Um, I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about, with, for example, Drew Brees in the NFL. Um, my opinion on Colin Kaepernick. I'm also going to talk about baseball, why I think um, baseball should just be canceled, and what I think needs to happen with that. What I think this needs to happen with sports going forward, because I just want y'all to. I just want to tickle your taste buds what's going to be in that video. But that's going to be my video. That video for that topic. So be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to do a review on MLB The Show 20. What I like, what the good, the bad, what could be better. With that game, we're about almost the fourth. I believe on the 26th, the fifth inning program will be released. So I hope to have it by then. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Please be on the lookout for my other video. Actually just had it uploaded yesterday. Took a while. Be sure to take a look at that. I know I had a lot to say in that video. But y'all let me know down in the comments, what do you think Juneteenth means to you guys? And do you think it should be revered as a national holiday? But if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.